Hello there. From behind the yellow line, this is Trammin episode 8. My name is Kirk, and as always, I'm joined by my friend and co-host, Christian Rainwater.
What's up, everybody?
Our Big Thunder topic of the week are ride refurbs of Disneyland. Ready?
Let's do it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome aboard Trammin, a Disneyland podcast. Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding. As a courtesy to other passengers, we ask that there be no eating, drinking, or smoking on board. In just a few moments, we will begin our trip into the Disneyland Resort news and topic of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, this tram is ready to depart. Driver, you are clear.
Welcome back to Trammin, everyone. Thank you, as always, for listening and tuning in and all that stuff. How you been?
Good. We were just talking about how it feels like it's been a long time since we've recorded.
Wait, did we? No, we recorded Sunday.
Yeah.
And then released right away. I don't know why it feels like it's been so long.
Maybe because we usually release on Tuesdays and we released on a Monday this week.
But it's Friday and we record Sundays, so I don't know.
Who
So,
knows?
yeah, maybe it'll feel even longer. So, I was going to give everyone a reminder that it's Mother's Day Sunday, but too late. So if you missed it, my heart goes out to you. And, yeah, so let's get into the news. There's kind of a lot of news.
There was actually like the more, like the longer we waited, I feel like we're gonna have more and more news over the week because almost every single day they put out something new about Disneyland. You know,
It's weird. It's like, it's not super huge news. It's just like interesting news. So,
but it's news,
yeah.
and we don't have any news right now.
Yeah, so of course, first order of business, parks are still closed, which we say every week.
But there is a light at the end of the tunnel now, though.
Yeah, we don't know how long the tunnel is, but we've got an idea now. So, Shanghai Disneyland, is that what they call it?
I think so. Yeah.
Is kind of opening May 11th.
It's like
Phased reopening.
Yeah.
Is that one of those things?
Like a relaxed distancing, I think is what they call it.
Yeah,
Relaxed social distancing.
I think they said it's a 30% capacity is what the government over there says. They've got those. I mean, we saw pictures of like the gates with the "Do not stand here" stuff.
Yeah, the 6 feet apart thing, and then they also have you have to make a reservation down before you go, right?
Oh yeah, everyone, pass holders and whatever. Now, what I thought was interesting was the signs on the floor are "Do not stand here," not "Stand here." Like,
oh yeah,
which I guess is clear when you say like "No feet here," and then the empty spots are like, "Oh, I guess I could stand here." Like, I think it's cool, like how you kind of have to navigate like the global visitors. Well, I guess not many people are traveling China right now, but like, how does everyone understand this? So,
but in general, I feel like even here this week, we're opening, like stuff is slowly starting to come back. Like traffic is starting to come back. On the way over here, the 5 was like dead stopped.
oh man,
Weird. Like it's weird that we think traffic is weird at this point.
that's been happening over the past few weeks. Like I've noticed in the mornings and whatever, and like on my way to work, because I think people are they're getting tired of it.
Yeah, they're getting antsy.
Yeah, and I'm not going to comment on that. It's just like they're getting out more.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's all we have for Shanghai for now. We'll see how that goes. May 11th is
Next week.
wait, is that when we release?
Is it?
No, I think we release on 12th maybe.
Yeah, that's Monday.
Yeah, so I guess we'll know next episode.
How it goes, yeah.
So Disney Springs at Walt Disney World is getting a phased reopening May 20th. So this is only for third-party vendors.
Oh, okay. So nothing that's owned by Disney.
Nothing.
Oh.
So I think this is for a few reasons. So one, these are probably restaurants too. So it's going to be takeout only. So with that said, one, I think Disney doesn't want any, I don't want to say blood on their hands, but like they don't.
It's bad PR.
Yeah, they just don't want any part of this.
Yeah.
Just like, you know what, we're going to be okay. Just we're not opening our stuff. Two, vendors pay leases. Disney probably wants some lease money, but vendors are probably like, hey, all these other restaurants get takeout. Like, why can't we do takeout? Just because we're in your resort, like you trapping us. So they probably got some complaints and they're like, okay, in a few weeks, we'll just do what people have been doing already.
Yeah.
So
Disney Springs, though, more so than here in downtown Disney, is more of Orlando's mall.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like that here we have restaurants like at the malls and you're able to do those pickups already. So that, yeah, this doesn't surprise me at all. Quick fun fact though, in Disney Springs, my favorite restaurant in the world is there.
Which is?
Raglan Road. It's an Irish restaurant.
What's special about Irish food?
Yeah, nothing. Well, okay.
It's potatoes and cabbage.
They have a Guinness dip. So they give you bread, and like a bunch of restaurants give you bread to start with for free. They give you bread, and they give you it almost looks like it looks like brown sugar that's like liquefied. They call it soda dip.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Guinness, brown sugar, oil, and something else, and they just mix it up and it is the best thing in the world. So I get that. I get a flight of beer. I get some ribs that are basted with Guinness, and a shepherd's pie.
Oh man,
Perfect meal.
I don't know how you top off ribs with a shepherd's pie. That's insane.
It's so good. Every time I go to Orlando, I have to hit Raglan Road, and there's never a line. It's like people in Disney Springs, they're whatever about it because it's not Disney.
Yeah, and it's
Irish
it sounds like
food.
normal food except for that dip. But I mean, if you're on vacation, it's a little different.
Yeah.
All I know about Disney Springs is like there's a bubble waffle place, there's that hot air balloon, and Christine doesn't shut up about Miyamoto's.
Miyamoto's.
Not Miyamoto's, Morimoto's.
What is that?
Miyamoto is the creator of Mario.
Yeah.
Morimoto is the Iron Chef. He's like the Iron
okay.
Chef. So yeah.
Well, in
He has a
Disney Springs,
restaurant.
they have a restaurant that's Guy Fieri's.
Oh no.
It's a chicken finger place.
Oh, I heard that's good though.
It was good.
Yeah,
it was
I
really
mean,
good.
Yeah, Guy Fieri is ridiculous, but like
Honestly, you could spend you could spend a whole day in Disney Springs. There's a lot of cool stuff. They have 2 AMC theaters. 2. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why.
Well, we have 2 Starbuckses, I guess. So
Yeah.
that's not the same. Not even close. But yeah, that's part of my reason why like people are like, oh, just go to Walt Disney World for a few days. I'm like, no, dude, I gotta go for like 10 days.
Yeah.
Like I almost went a couple years ago for like literally 3 days. I'm like, that's not even enough for the 4 parks.
No.
And I know there's 2 water parks. I'm not going to a water park.
I never been.
Yeah.
I had tickets to go. I could have gone for free, but I went in November.
Dude, you just burn your feet. And
Yeah.
It's weird and like, yeah.
It's
Not for me.
Blizzard Beach and something else. I forgot what it was called.
The hurricane something? No.
No, that's here. Hurricane.
I know. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Correct us. There you go. Freebie. Disneyland Resort has so they're doing they canceled June reservations for hotels.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can make reservations for July 1st and onwards
Okay.
for the hotels. So that kind of tells you something. That does not tell you it's opening July 1st. Everybody, don't freak out.
It is some light.
It's like, okay, if we're going to do it, it's not going to happen until then.
Yeah.
I mean, they could push it, but I doubt they will. And I still think I don't know how they're going to do it. Like,
With what? Oh, like the whole
okay, like
social distancing thing, mask. I honestly, they might just copy Shanghai.
Yeah, but what I'm thinking is the way the rides work in Disneyland. I don't know how the Shanghai rides are. They could be the same, but like, let's say Matterhorn and Space Mountain. Matterhorn's got the yellow strap. That's all gross. Space Mountain has the bar. Bar's easier to clean, but forget that. You have to clean those things.
Mm-hmm.
Those 2 rides are based on gravity. Space Mountain cars have to launch every 60 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a car off the track is a whole ordeal. So are they going to like every time some people get out of the car, they take
Wipe
that
it
car
down.
off the track, clean it in the backstage, and then bring another one out? No, there's no way.
Yeah.
Because everyone's got to keep coming in unless they do 7 rides or whatever, however many people fit in the mountain, and then get them all off and then clean all the cars and then again. Like,
It's gonna be weird.
I don't
It's
want to
gonna
be pessimistic. Like, I'm just trying to be realistic. Like, how are they possibly going to do this? Are they just waiting till enough people have it where it's just like you're bound to get it anyway? So like Disneyland's not going to do it for you or whatever. And like
They have to spin it to make it a positive thing PR wise. You know what I mean? Like but then again, they just might not open.
well, my other thing. So a couple things are like, they're like, oh, we're going to do temperature checks. Means nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Because if you have a fever, you're sick. You're not going to Disneyland.
Yeah.
If you don't, you could still have it.
Yeah.
So like you're asymptomatic. I know how to pronounce it. It's asymptomatic. I just didn't catch it. So that's not going to do anything. That's just kind of like security theater where like you only go through those metal detectors like so you feel safe. They don't actually do anything.
Totally.
Like, I've seen them, not seen them actually do it, but I've like experienced it. They change the sensitivity every day.
I don't think they work.
No, so they do because I've gotten hit.
Yeah.
So they change the sensitivity. Like, oh, you know what? Today we're gonna have more beeps
Mm-hmm.
because I always wear, for a while, not so much anymore, but like the same watch or the same 2 watches and the same belt. And that is all the metal on me. My glasses are always the same. They're plastic.
And sometimes it beeps and sometimes it doesn't.
It beeps like crazy and they wand me, and sometimes nothing.
Yeah.
So like, come on. All right. But anyways, that stuff's not gonna do anything. And then like, okay, I'd say I have the antibodies. I can't get it. Are they still gonna make me wear a mask? And then like
100%.
And then I don't want to like whine, but like I literally cannot see out of my glasses.
Yeah, me either.
I can mostly if I'm outside because the wind's kind of blowing.
Yeah.
If I'm indoors, it's not like, oh, it's annoying. Literally can't see.
Yeah.
Like if I'm walking around in like Trader Joe's, I walk to the next like shelf without my glasses, and then I put them on the C because I can't see anything without them. I can just like see where I'm going.
At work, people freak out because I'm not wearing a mask, but I literally have to, like you're saying. I can't.
Yeah, and like I've tried all the things. I haven't tried anti-fog yet, but I'm gonna do that. But like
I have contacts, so I guess that's the only thing.
Yeah, I don't. That's not gonna happen. So yeah, so that's gonna be a big issue. And like, if they tell me I have to wear a mask, I'm gonna figure it out. Like I'm not gonna be defiant. Like I'm not one of those people. But like, the other thing is phase 4 of Gavin Newsom's reopening plan, and that's you can't make something less lenient than the state. You can only make something
more stringent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So phase 4 is like concerts and big public gatherings. Disneyland is basically that.
Yeah.
It's a huge congregation of people. And like, you know, as bad as schools are, you're sitting in a desk or whatever. And like, I don't know. I think Disneyland's part of phase 4, which is going to come way later. Like
I think yesterday he said that not to expect any of those things to open until we have a vaccine.
Yeah. And that's
at least a year away.
Yeah, I don't care what anyone says. Oh, they're moving to stage 2. They're going to test 600 people at a time. It doesn't matter. You have to test them and then like see how long. Like, you have to wait to see what happens. And the reason you do that is because if you're going to vaccinate the whole country and something bad happens to 1%, dude, 1% of America is a ton of people.
It's like The Leftovers.
Yeah, so.
It's a good show.
So you don't, like, I want Disneyland to open, of course, but I hope people smarter than me figure it out. Let's be real. And Gavin Newsom has said science over feelings. So, yeah. And look, this soft reopening of like you can pick up your Macy's at the curb, I think it was just to get people to shut up.
Think so?
Nothing has changed, right?
No.
All they said is you can do more curbside pickup.
Yeah, I thought that those stores were actually going to be opening. Like for some reason, toy stores, florists.
So all those places are now eligible for pickup. So the point was not really the pickup. It's that you can now work in those places. Because it was like, oh, if you own a toy store, you cannot operate it. You can't have employees in here.
Yeah.
Now it's like you can do curbside pickup.
Mm-hmm.
And then, people are like, well, why would you do that? It's like, well, let's say I want some pants today. I can just order Macy's and go pick them up. But yeah, I think it was just like, let some people go back to work where it's like kind of safe. Like, you're not too close quarters at a closed Macy's.
Yeah.
Who's the employees aren't going to get. They're not going to touch registers, stuff like that. So,
I'm actually, it's going to be like a quick shout out, but I have a event coming up next Wednesday to Sunday for the city of Glendora. It's going to be a drive-through safari.
That's cool.
Yeah. 12 to 15 of my inflatables are going to go up, and you go through different parts of Glendora, like different restaurants and different stores.
Cool.
And you have to take a picture of it and put it on Instagram. So I partnered with this like guy down the street who does like events and stuff, and he pitched it to me, and so we're going to do that. But it's crazy that we're having drive-through events like this.
Yeah, I think that's what's really unique about California. We're like in cars all the time.
Yeah. Unlike New York.
Yeah, big difference. So that's why it's kind of like, most of this stuff is not too much of a big deal.
It's probably why New York got hit a lot harder than we did.
Everyone's touching those subways and whatever. And New York announced closures 2 days before, and people did one last bar hop. Gavin Newsom was like, hey, 5:30 tonight. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Unless you are running the business tomorrow. You can't open, but you can have your employees come in so you can they can take stuff home and all that stuff. So yeah, that was a big difference. And same with Walt Disney World. That was we're closing in 3 days. Disneyland was like, okay, fine. We're closing tomorrow. You can come tomorrow.
But Disney World, those last days, oh my God.
Disneyland, honestly, I think it would have been packed if it didn't rain. Because let's be real, I went.
I was tempted.
I didn't get the thing, all right?
Yeah.
Or I did, but no one around me got it. So it's whatever. But
I was real tempted.
yeah, but I didn't get the thing, but no one was there. Like I posted a picture of Smuggler's Run. Yeah, I know the ride where you touch all the buttons, but no one was on there at all, and it was weird. They were like, "Did I say this story before?
No.
I don't know." Yeah, on the last day, they were like, they didn't have the cardboard cards. They were like, "You are orange. Remember that. You are orange."
Because you touched the cards.
Yeah, and then you hand them to a
What?
cast member and all that. They were like,
What?
"You two are pilots. You two are gunners. You're an engineer. Orange." And then like, just remember orange. And then they hit the orange button, and then they're just like orange. And then but like
Yeah.
no one else was there to get called or whatever, right? So
What day was that?
Friday, March 13th.
The infamous March the 13th.
Friday the 13th, man.
Yeah.
But I have the parking stub in my glove. I'm like, I feel like this is gonna be longer than 2 weeks. I'm gonna keep this thing.
I got so lucky because my birthday was that weekend before,
Oh, and you went.
and I went to the wineries.
Yeah, I got my one last blue milk picture. I can't post pictures anymore. Consistency is key.
Consistency is key.
So, one last piece of news. I know we got sidetracked. This is not like a pandemic podcast, but I mean, I feel like some people want to hear other people talk about it.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
you want
It's
to,
clickbaiting right now.
yeah, and we're not going to put that anywhere, but it's like people are like, oh, what do they think? And like, we're all thinking about it, and we're not being doom and gloom. Like, everyone's going to be fine. So, last piece of news, essential construction has resumed.
Heck yeah. So that means what? Snow White's being worked on. The Mickey's Rail. I can never remember the
I
name.
don't see, and then Avengers Campus.
Avengers Campus also.
But see, I don't know if that's what they mean.
Hmm.
Because like, is
There's
that
a picture. I know there's a picture of them working.
yeah? Well, maybe Avengers because it's like dirt or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know if all that's essential. I think some of the essential stuff is like they dug up Main Street, and then they're like, not the whole thing, and then they're like, yeah. Oh, we have to stop, and there's like a hole in the middle of Main Street. Like, we gotta,
I see what you're saying. Like
stuff-
finishing things off.
yeah. So I don't know,
Yeah.
but
Because I could have sworn that just the other day Disney said something about these refurbs or whatever they're doing on a lot of the rides are going to stop.
when you,
Like their construction was going to stop.
yeah, they did stop.
Mm.
So a lot of cast members have said no one's there, but I know there's probably some people.
Have you
there.
seen those Twitter posts where like one essential cast member takes over Disneyland's Twitter, and they
is that
walk
what
you
that
through
is?
the park with it being a ghost town?
Huh?
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I gotta go back and look. And then there's
I
that.
think it was Disney World actually.
Oh,
Maybe it could be wrong.
there was the flyover of Disneyland.
Oh, with
helicopter.
yeah.
Yeah, if you look up like helicopter flyover Disneyland.
Was it like I forget his name. He's
some guy. He does this all the
Yeah.
time. But you just gotta forward like 8 minutes because he's just talking. And,
because of one of his flyovers of Universal Studios, they were able to see that they dug up, they completely demolished the Grinch area on the tram tour. Whoville.
oh,
So
whoa.
people are finding that like through the construction, like all the different construction changes because of these flyovers. It's
Huh.
crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it for the news. Let's get into our Big Thunder topic. 19 minutes in. The ride refurbs of Disneyland. So
It's a pretty appropriate topic.
yeah, I
Topic,
guess
yeah.
yeah. Construction, all that stuff, and we
Yeah.
got a few going on now. So what is a refurb? A refurb is a refurbishment. So it just means making something newer.
Yeah.
Better is
Is
subjective.
questionable, yeah.
Better is the goal,
Mm-hmm.
but like so we're
Doesn't
gonna-
always work out.
yeah, so we're going to talk about rides only because there's so many. Or we're going to talk about any changes on rides that have come
Yeah.
over time. That counts as a refurb. An update is a refurb,
Mhm.
something added, something taken out.
But it's still that same ride.
Yeah, it's still the same ride. It's not like reskins or whatever. And we're going to talk about, I think, one replacement,
Yeah.
which is kind of a thing, but that's not a reskin, like it was torn down. So, you'll hear it when we get there, but that's what a refurb is. So the first one we're going to talk about is Alice in Wonderland. This happened 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, I think so.
So
Weird enough, though, I think before the refurb, I had never gotten on Alice in
are you
Wonderland.
serious?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh, I love that
'Cause
ride.
I think maybe because it's like off. It's the dark ride that's not in that main Fantasyland area.
That queue is terrible.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah. And it
sad.
always looks scary.
Yeah. So maybe that's why. But yeah,
Yeah.
it is hidden, but it's super popular. It's
Mhm.
always got a 40-minute wait. It's like everyone talks about Peter Pan always having 45. Alice has 35 to 40 constantly.
Yeah.
But
And it's a lot longer than Peter Pan.
yeah, it's a solid ride. Like you feel good.
Mhm.
So I don't. Okay, maybe we should have. And we did enough research. It's fine. The main gist of the refurb that like people for some reason freaked out over it. They added projections.
That's from the when she does the what is it, croquet?
Yeah, that stuff with the rabbit running into the distance.
Mhm. Stuff with the cards.
Yeah.
Card
So
soldiers.
yeah, and they're moving around and stuff,
Yeah.
and like
That's cool.
yeah, I
Right.
think it's a really good use of projections.
Yeah,
I think
it's not forced either.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, I think.
yeah, it's not, and the projections don't replace a better effect.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's
the thing.
complemented.
Like a lot of like the Pixar pals. No, what's it? The the Friends Forever fireworks show
Oh, okay.
or whatever it's called. It's something Friends.
All the projections on Main Street.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you watch the show, like the fireworks part, there's less fireworks. So
Because they're distracting people.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Mickey's Mixed Magic barely has fireworks, and during the week they're like, just the projections. It's fun. It still is for sure. But
Those are the YouTube EDM.
yeah, so it's not necessarily like that's a bad use, but
Yeah.
that's like you're taking something away,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not cheaping out, but you kind of are. And practical effects when done right are usually king.
Right.
But yeah, I think this was like a really great use. It really added a lot to the ride. It made it feel more alive.
Yeah, especially because in Alice you're like transported to a whole like a really weird trippy world.
Yeah, and it's like whimsical and like
Mhm.
super immersive, I guess. And yeah, the projections really make it like you're in this living world instead of like, when you're in Snow White, the what's the lady called?
The
The evil queen she turns
right.
into.
The evil queen,
No, she's the witch.
the Wicked Witch. No,
No.
that's Wizard of Oz.
Oh man, I don't know. Whatever. She turns around, but then
Yeah.
like her face doesn't move.
Yeah.
Like so. I think.
Which you might know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to that. So, yeah, I think 100% I'm glad that there are projections here. And then, like, as a side thing, on the outside, they really widened the leaves you go on and added railings.
Oh yeah.
So that's a big OSHA thing. So OSHA is the Occupational Safety and Hazard. I don't know if it's administration,
Something like that.
but
But they're practically
I got the OSHA right.
they're
but it's-
practically evil.
Yeah, and specifically Cal OSHA. So
Oh,
look,
oh my god.
OSHA is like more or less necessary for safety. The thing is, if you don't have any safety standards, people will try to get away with everything.
Mhm.
OSHA goes really far sometimes. So
Really
the
far.
rule is, if you're not doing anything to the ride, you don't have to update it.
Mm.
If the ride closes and construction is done, you must now update your code. So when they closed it to do the other stuff and fix the outside, like now you need to widen it and put railings because if people are up there, they'll fall.
Yeah.
And when you exit, they'll fall and stuff like that. So that's why the outside looks a little different.
They give Disney a really hard time. All
Yeah.
the time.
I don't, again, I'm never going to shed tears for Disney. But OSHA, like, they
Okay.
have it out for Disney
As an example,
sometimes.
as a little behind the yellow line, talking about my Disney deals that I've done in the past. The tent,
Oh,
the
the
screening
tent.
tent. Yeah, the evil screening tent that it just really screwed up a lot of portions of my life. But that OSHA and the city required us to put I guess on buildings. I forget what it's called. On buildings on the peak, there's a little area, an inlet where if smoke is coming up through the structure,
Uh-huh.
it can escape.
Huh.
So they made me put that on the top of the tent just in case there's a fire under the tent, even though it's completely open all around, in case it gets to the top and it has somewhere to escape.
That makes sense.
It does, but it's not. I've never seen that in a tent.
Yeah, I guess you
And
make tents.
make
That's
tents.
like half your business, right?
Yeah, my uncle had to come up with an idea, and he did.
Oh, because those aren't easy up style tents. That was a long tent.
Yeah, it's frame tent.
Yeah.
Yeah, made out of
Well, I
aluminum.
mean, I know you don't make easy up tents, but it was like it's not a peak like a mountain. It's a
No.
like a long peak.
Exactly.
How do you?
So yeah, if you look next time you're able to go to Disneyland, look at that, and you'll be able to see this little piece of extra material on the top. if you go to the Toy Story parking structure now, another company, because they didn't like us anymore, got the same tents as us. They copied ours, and they copied the same design my uncle did.
Because you gave Disney the drawings, right?
Yeah. But I remember, like, because of OSHA, they came and did an inspection of the tent. I couldn't sleep that night.
Wow.
Because of little tiny, if this screw isn't big enough, or if something isn't gonna, they passed. We passed.
Yeah.
So, but still, it was scary.
If somehow you still don't know what we're talking about, on the Harbor Boulevard entrance to the Esplanade, where the security tents are, where you go to the buses, that huge green tent, Rainwater's company made it.
It's a 20 by 245.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big boy.
Yeah. So now that we're, well, you know what? While we're talking about OSHA, because I don't know when this will ever come up again, that is one of the many reasons the People Mover is never coming back. The track is not wide enough to have a car, a railing, and a walkway for wheelchairs.
Freaking Michael Eisner, dude.
So,
jeez.
First thing is, I mean, hey, we can kind of talk about this because we had the other thing. Rocket rods.
Yep.
So you know what? We're adding this. That's fine because we'll go through it. We'll probably talk about them again. But rocket rods damage the track because they had to slow down at every corner because Goodyear was the original sponsor. Goodyear was paying for the banked corner. So banked corner is kind of like how you turn and it's raised on the Radiator Springs racers. That takes stress off the track and allows you not to slow down while you're making a turn.
It would speed up, and then slow down, and then speed up.
So Goodyear pulled out. They couldn't afford to bank the tracks because Disney was not in a good place at that time. So like, we'll just slow it down. Speeding up and slowing down, one, damages ride vehicles. Two, puts a ton of stress on structures. Rocket Rod's closed. Track is damaged.
It was less than a year, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we'll definitely do a deeper dive into that. Track's damaged. And then part of the building is now like the Buzz Lightyear thing. You can't widen the track because it goes inside the buildings. So you can't put the railing. You need the railing. It has to be there because if someone's in a wheelchair, you need
the ADA.
Yeah, if you're going to evacuate them, their wheelchair has to come up. They have to be able to get into the wheelchair and then not fall off the edge and be wheeled out. And the minimum is 36 inches. It's a whole 3 feet outside of the track in the vehicle. So that's impossible.
Unless they completely knock down Tomorrowland.
Oh, we're going to have, all I'm going to say is level it. But RJ knows what I'm talking about.
And your Space Mountain?
Keep the show building only. But I'll have a whole thing. We're going to do a whole like Kirk's Tomorrowland. All right. But yeah, so People Mover's never coming back, guys. Why haven't they torn down the track? It holds up some of the buildings kind of.
It's structure.
Yeah. So People Mover's not coming back. And it's technically OSHA's fault, but also like, I mean, what are you gonna do, man? If someone's in a wheelchair, like, how do you get them out? I don't know what they
People Mover, man. It's still open in Florida, and it's always like the only thing I look forward to in Magic Kingdom, because there's nothing else that we don't have that's better in Magic Kingdom, in my opinion.
What about their Haunted Mansion?
No, it's cool. There's like that one room where the stairs are upside down and stuff. That's cool. It's not my Haunted Mansion. It's not my Space Mountain. It's not my Pirates. Not my Small World.
All right. Well, definitely.
But People Mover. They have the People Mover.
Yeah. So never coming back, guys. So back onto will they do projections? Snow White's Scary Adventures.
100% they're going to do projections.
They have to.
Dark ride. Now Disney dark rides are projections. Look at the Florida opening of Mickey's Railway.
Dude, when I saw that, was a big oof to me.
Because of all the projections.
It's literally just like an open warehouse with projections on the walls.
Yeah.
And like the trackless system from Rise. It was like, oh, this is not even a ride. I don't think it looks good at all.
Have you seen in Epcot the faces of
Frozen?
Yeah.
It's like the Buzz Lightyear face, right? But actually good.
Better.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's good, but it's a lot better. So yeah, projections are, I think, synonymous now with
but they are
synonymous.
No animatronic.
No.
Especially
No.
after seeing Imagineering Story with the Na'vi. Dude, see, he had like 80 motors in the face.
I saw that in person.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. And like was it 80 motors or even if it's 40 motors, like the cheek has 10 motors and like the eyelids and whatever. And
Yeah.
like because they have that head torn open on the TV and it's just like.
I still think that's the best looking animatronic I've ever seen. For sure.
Yeah. Hondo is close though.
It's close. It's close. And you made a good point. It's the knees.
It's always,
It's
always
the knees of Hondo.
Yeah, the knees and the legs. You can't move them because that's what's holding them up.
Mhm.
And the Na'vi are not standing.
It's just one animatronic on that whole ride.
Yeah.
And she's sitting at the end.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about her is that she's so big.
Yeah.
She's so big.
And she like moves her whole body around and she looks normal because she's sitting. And I haven't really seen it, but they can probably tilt her and make it look convincing. Hondo's really good though.
Yeah.
If he's not turning, that's the thing.
Yeah. The Rise animatronics are okay.
Yeah, I guess.
They're okay.
So Snow White's Scary Adventures is called that because it actually used to be scarier.
Scarier than it is now. It is scary.
You used to go through the forest in the beginning, I think. There was no cute soundtrack. It was just like creepy forest sounds. And
where the guy like tries to stab her?
I think so.
Oh my God.
And so it was like way scarier. They toned it down. The story changed a little bit. The entrance changed. And we got that whole new Fantasyland kind of, which we'll talk about in another episode. And
that lady scares me.
Oh,
the old lady. When she just pops out, always makes me jump. I mean, I jump pretty easily at mostly everything. But specifically that always scares me.
So this is the best thing. I was on the ride with Christine. And we were talking about things being scary. And then I'm like, yeah. And then things pop out and whatever. And then she's like, yeah, just like her over. Ah! Like while she's pointing out, like, oh yeah, just like her, she got scared. Even though she was pointing at it, knowing when it was gonna happen, she still screamed. And I'm not gonna scream into the mic. Yeah, so it's still like scary, but I like it.
It's cool.
It. It needs to be like that. And
all those dark rides to me are really cool. They're kind of like time capsules in my opinion.
Yeah, and I like that they're updating them and not see what this tells you. I'm not gonna call them out. Like poor kid. I got in an argument with him about Snow White's Scary Adventures. He's like, oh, they're changing Disneyland. They're always changing it. Walt Disney, something. Like, first of all, Disneyland will never be complete. Yada, yada, yada. Secondly, it's not even the original Snow White. It used to be different. So we've already changed it. Third, Disneyland's not a museum.
Yeah.
Fourth, like, dude, adding more magic. Like, you should be happy that they're doubling down on Fantasyland now. If they're keeping Snow White and refurbing it along with the refurb of Alice, and it was refurbed as the cartoon still, not as that dumb Tim Burton movie.
They're okay.
They're okay. Yeah. If they're refurbing that, they're not getting rid of Mr. Toad. Like, also I heard part of Mr. Toad is under Alice. Like they're in the same building.
Oh yeah?
I think so. Yeah. Don't quote me on that.
I still could see them getting rid of Mr. Toad. They did it in Florida.
Yeah, but it's different.
There was protesters. But they did it.
So they're doubling down on like, no, these are our dark rides. And like Pinocchio's probably next because Pinocchio's like, dude, it's like paper mache, man. Like,
yeah. But when you go into that like the cage and you see, and I really like Pinocchio. Pinocchio's super cool. Man.
I like that they're updating these rides. So Snow White, they got to get rid of that happily ever after at the end. It's like, oh, that doesn't make it less scary. That makes it dumb. Like, just take it out. It's fine. All right. Although it is a little weird. It just ends on a bad note. But anyways, I think like I have faith in these projections. Like I think it's going to be really good.
If they do it in good taste.
They're going to. Like I don't. There are certain things I'm like, Disney's going to mess this up. Yeah. But this, they can't change too much. They can, but they won't. They have the animatronic type of things and whatever. I really think they're just going to enhance it. And like turn some of the like cutouts into set pieces.
Even if they just do one single animatronic on the right, like a high-end Snow White, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like the bell in Shanghai.
Exactly. If they just do that, perfect.
Yeah, they got to do that. And I wonder if they will.
It's possible. Really, really possible.
Yeah, because...
Especially, okay, like the way that I'm seeing it now is they're going to be working on as much stuff as they possibly can without being in the park. So maybe this is the opportunity where they're like, hey, we got more time at WID. Let's make a new animatronic. I don't know.
No, if that thing wasn't in development already, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not happening. Those things take so long. Like I saw the testing for the Shanghai thing like 2 years before they put it in there. But what was I saying about Snow White? So yeah, I think they're gonna enhance it. I don't think it's in Snow White, but there is, I think in Pinocchio, there's, or what's the other one? Mr. Toad. There's literally like a black room that you can see like dirt on the floor and the scratches in the paint. It's like, come on, update. If you're gonna do it, like update these things, all right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be in any random dark rooms. So I really think they're gonna just really enhance it and turn the flat things into like set pieces, like actual 3D set pieces,
Yeah.
and do projection mapping.
What? Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'll talk about projection mapping later because that's a whole explanation. But
What was the last one they did?
last, there was Alice.
Was it
There's the Dumbo Q.
Peter Pan?
Oh, like in Fantasyland?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's between Peter Pan and Alice,
Yeah.
unless you count Dumbo. So I have faith in Snow White's Scary Adventures. They did kind of paint the outside a little lighter color.
Mhm.
Whatever. I don't care. Freshen up Fantasyland. It's fine as long as you keep it. So next is It's a Small World. Now, we're kind of jumping around, but it's fine. I think all they've done on It's a Small World are add Disney characters.
Yeah, like
I know that like a million years ago, but I'm saying like in our lifetimes.
like Easter egg. They're like little Easter eggies.
Yeah.
It's cool
People flipped out when this happened.
because it was like, why put an IP inside of?
Yeah, they're like, oh, you're putting your IP where it doesn't belong. This is
Yeah.
a unique thing. It's celebrating the children of the world.
Yeah.
Look, yeah, it still is, man. They didn't change. They just added things.
After we recorded last week's episode, I found out a really cool fact.
What's that?
What? Let me ask you the question. What's Disney's first IP that was made into a ride? Or what was the first IP that was made into a ride?
Oh, is this a trick question or something?
Yeah, kind of.
Can I get a hint?
We talked about it
Like now? Or
in a previous episode.
in a previous episode?
Very in depth.
Very in depth.
Yeah.
What the heck did we talk about? Dude.
Star Tours. It was the first ride that had an IP behind it
I mean, there was a Matterhorn movie.
in the 70s. But okay, but the but the Matterhorn,
It's not. Yeah, I know.
yeah, it was made before. So
Wait. What about like Snow White and stuff? What are you saying?
oh
Wait.
yeah, wait, what?
What are you talking
I
about?
don't know.
What did you find out?
I saw it on a video.
Non-Disney IP, you mean?
No, that's what I thought. And they're like, no, the first ride based on an IP. And then maybe first e-ticket attraction.
It's not an E-ticket. That's a D ticket, dude. That is a D ticket.
Back in 89, that was e-ticket.
Did they have E-tickets?
No, but it was an e-ticket ride.
Sim rides are D's to me, all right?
Okay, no, that was a
Yeah, I don't know, man. You know what? You're gonna show me that, and we're
I
gonna
will find it.
we will correct ourselves.
I don't think it was Defunct Land.
No, he's on
Kevin
point.
Yeah, Kevin Purger's on point.
Okay, so It's a Small World. The characters are cute and they fit. They're in the countries that they're based on. I like them.
They've updated them. Like I don't think that they were like they've at least painted them. I'm sure.
They're not that long ago though.
No.
Yeah, look up when characters ran in Small World. So we got.
No, but I'm saying like even the regular figures, they were updated.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, so look, they didn't like take. I'm sure they took a couple things away, but they didn't like take things away to add these characters in. Like you got Alice, and she's in England, and you got Pinocchio is in Germany.
Yeah,
I think
Disneyland Park in 2009.
Yeah, that's like.
Yeah, that's within our lifetime.
Yeah, so they added Aladdin and Jasmine, Mowgli's in there, Mulan, and there's like 2 Mushus.
Yeah.
We don't have to go through them
It's
all.
cool stuff.
Yeah,
man. I liked it.
And like Ariel in there, and like
It's always like, oh, look at that.
yeah, and it's not detracting from the ride. They don't like sing in their voices or whatever. Well, maybe Ariel, but not so much. But like they're just adding to it, and they're like, look, man, you're in Disneyland. It's fine. They didn't replace Small World with an IP ride. It's just like, hey, look, like we added some cute things for like people to look for, you know? And I think it's fun to point them out, and like maybe you missed one or whatever.
Like you said, it's adding to something that was good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's adding, it doesn't replace it with something bad, which when that happens, that's Disney will know.
Yeah. And
people are very vocal about that.
I don't like, we're always just saying Disneyland will never be complete because you can kind of use that as an excuse too.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, dude, this is fine.
Yeah.
I totally like it. What was the last thing they added? Do you think it was like
Moana?
she's in there?
I think so.
I haven't seen her.
No, I could have sworn
I
I
don't
saw
know, maybe.
Moana.
But hey, bring back Elvis. On the edge of Lilo and Stitch's surfboard, there was an Elvis bobblehead. It's gone.
Oh yeah,
It's gone. Bring it back, Disney. Bring it back. I love that thing. I live for that Elvis.
I thought you were
Elvis
talking about the
bobblehead.
Elvis from the original Superstar Limo.
Oh dear. When we do a DCA 1.0 episode, I'm gonna have videos ready. I got pictures and videos of Superstar Limo. Not inside, but
At least, like,
yeah, I sent you something, but it was like a picture of a bad laptop screen. So, so I like it. Small World, great use of like updates because they didn't really change much. Although I will say they added Woody and Jesse to the Native American room.
Cowboys and Indians.
And I'm not the PC police, but that's a little weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's in good taste.
Yeah.
And
Brandy had her opinion on that for sure.
is she Native American?
No.
Oh,
No.
that's fine.
Yeah.
You can have opinions.
Yeah.
I
They're
don't-
very into social justice.
Yeah, which again, that's fine. I don't think it's in the best taste. And I don't say that often because I'm like, everyone kind of needs to chill. It is a little weird. And also, Woody and Jesse are not characters from Cowboy Times. They're,
Toys.
yeah. What is it? You are? What does he tell Buzz? You're not something? Or he just says you are a toy?
I think he says you are a toy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so, you are a toy. You're not a cowboy. But anyways, that's fine. Storybook Land. Tiniest update.
Arendelle.
Yeah. What was there before?
Nothing?
Ooh, I have no clue, man.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Because
either.
Arendelle's perfect right there.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it was like a random princess story. I don't know.
Everyone's still there though, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna look it up again.
I like it. So what I like about it is Arendelle's there, like the castle and whatever, and then off kind of into the distance is Elsa's ice castle, and it's cool. Like
the way they play with perspective is really cool.
yeah. And what song do they play? It's not Let It Go, is it? Or maybe?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it is. Unless it's for the first time in forever. I don't know. But I like it. It's a cool addition. And we have, I would say, the newest addition in this whole episode. Every year, Disney goes to an Orange County school and plants a tree. Couldn't do that this year. So they planted a little tiny tree. I think it's in the Alice in Wonderland village. I'm
That's
not
cool.
sure. They put it on the blog. So
That's cute.
there's like someone standing there. He planted like a little tiny, like 5-inch tree.
Mm.
So newest refurb, the little tree.
So it's gonna be one of these. It's gonna either be no, it's not that one. The Pig's Home from the Three Little Pigs.
No, they're there.
It's still
They're
there.
on the island.
Okay. Toad Hall from the Adventures of Ichabod and
No,
Mr.
that's
Toad.
there because they say, and he's on an adventure to nowhere in particular. I've made fun of this on another episode.
The Patchwork Quilt from Lullaby Land.
No, that's all the cute little plants.
The Pinocchio section. No, that's it.
No, is there?
Little Mermaid's there. No, everything. Snow White, Aladdin, Peter Pan, London Park from Peter Pan. Is that there? I think that's it.
Maybe.
An English village with a church and the entrance to the White Rabbit's Hole from Alice in Wonderland.
That's there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that the church is where they planted the tree.
Ah.
I wonder if they did get rid of Peter Pan, but now I'm thinking I've heard the song on there, like We Can Fly, but
They have that still.
what the heck is that?
Or is that where Arendelle's at?
No, Arendelle's on like the last thing on the edge.
I don't know. Maybe they didn't add anything, or they didn't take out.
Yeah, maybe it was just dirt or something, or
Yeah.
they added. Yeah, so that's the newest addition of that ride. But I don't. That's a cool one
Yeah,
because it's not Pixar or anything. It's just like it's a new Disney IP.
Frozen's the best.
Yeah, everyone stop talking smack on Frozen. Frozen's good. I
Thanks.
gotta watch Frozen.
I tried buying that steelbook you sent me, and then apparently it was like a price. The price was wrong, so they refunded me.
Ah, boo.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a $5 Frozen steelbook.
You're gonna end up getting it at some point.
Probably.
But yeah, Frozen's good. So next up, for some reason, a huge fan favorite Indiana Jones.
Yeah, heck yeah, it's a fan
It's
favorite.
a good ride. I like it.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I don't get the craziness over it. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I've only
I
seen
under-
Raiders.
you've never seen Temple of Doom or
No.
what? Okay, well, I kind of felt the same way about Indiana Jones in general, and then two things happened. One, a few years ago, I went on the dinosaur ride in Florida.
Uh-huh. Oh, you're in a Jeep or whatever.
It's garbage.
Okay.
It's Indiana Jones with a bad IP. You know what I mean? Who cares about dinosaur? Nobody cares about
Wait.
dinosaur.
Dinosaur, the CGI movie?
Yes, from
Oh.
2000.
Dude, I went on a field trip at my 3rd grade, I think,
Yeah.
at the El Capitan.
To
Dude, I had it on GBA. I had the Game Boy
Oh,
Advance
yeah, I remember
Dinosaur.
that.
That was a weird game.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't understand that movie.
That's the IP they decided to go with for the Florida attraction.
So it is. I always wondered, but
Yep.
I just never looked. That's terrible.
Yep. So I appreciated Indiana Jones tenfold after that. And then after, I guess I just never questioned it on how they did it, but I didn't know how they did the whole Rolling Rock thing
Oh,
until I found out. I don't know if it was on Imagineering story or if it was on just another YouTube video I saw,
it was somewhere else.
but how they move the whole room and they give you the illusion that it's coming toward you when in reality it's not.
Yeah. So
Look,
look, we're going to spoil it, but I promise you, look, I know how this works inside and out. It gets me every time. So
exactly.
you cannot move the car backwards for some
Mhm.
reason. I don't know if
It's
it's
a
safety
ride thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot move the car backwards. The car stays in place and it rocks. And it rocks you backwards a little bit. The boulder rolls in place and that entire room moves, like the surrounding part of the rock moves backwards away from you.
To make it look like you're moving forward.
The whole room moves backwards.
That's insane.
That's insane.
Once I found that out, I was like, this ride is cool. And over the years, getting to appreciate the queue more and more.
Yeah, I think I hate waiting so long for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it is because it gets stuffy in there.
Yeah.
I'm not big on stuffy. You know?
Yeah. And
But-
and the guy who's I forget his name.
Salah.
Is that his name? The guy who's like narrating the whole story.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Gimli from Lord of
Yeah.
the Rings.
Yeah.
That guy's awesome.
Yeah, he's also like some other weird. Oh, he's
in Indiana Jones. The
he's
movie.
also Treebeard.
Oh, is he? He did
Am
the
I
voice of
blowing your
Chewie?
mind right now?
Yeah. Oh wow.
So yeah, I just found that out. So let's get into this ride. Let's get into what they have done, and then what they should have done,
Mm-hmm.
and what we hope they will do. Well, yeah. Look, I put hopes on here as a bullet point. So first thing, mirror thing gone.
Yeah,
I think it's broken.
it's gone.
That's gone. There is a big thing. There's a wall of mirrors. You can still see it. It's on your left as the ride vehicle goes forward. And that used to be in front of you. And then it would swing out of the way.
Yeah,
right?
well, it would the room would change, right? That you would go into.
So that's when you turn.
Oh,
So
okay.
first it was the mirror thing.
Mhm.
Also, guys, I always say look up. Look up. There's a blindfold on Mara.
Yeah.
So it's like cute.
Yeah.
It's like tape. But
Yeah.
anyways, so that used to move out of the way. And then, yes, you would move into the 3 doors. So right now, you're always in the middle door, but
Always.
the door is different.
Mm.
So what that used to do, now we can spoil it because who cares? There was always, the opening door was always in the middle. There was, that whole structure of the 3 arches used to move. So it would look like you're on the left or the right. That whole room
That's crazy.
would move. It's insane.
Yeah.
It would move before you got there.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, you're going on the left this time. And you're just like, how did they do this? How did they
Yeah.
fit this many things? They didn't. It was always the middle door. It would just cover the other doors and have and 2 fake outs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the mechanism, one of the mechanisms that spins it broke.
That's what it was.
The company that makes them went out of business.
Ah.
To fix the mechanism was like over $600,000 or something.
Come on, Disney, you got the money.
The projector was $100,000.
Come on.
So they bought the projector.
Oh God.
So I thought I was going to talk about this for Big Thunder, but I'll explain it now. So what projection mapping is when you usually laser 3D scan a surface, and then you add that into a computer, and then you take a video, which is the projection, which is like the different rooms, and you overlay it onto the 3D. when you project something on the 3D, it's distorted. So what do? You distort it first.
Yeah.
You distort it the opposite way. And then when you put it on the 3D, it undistorts. And that's projection mapping.
That's how they do the castle. That's how they do Main Street. That's how I worked with a guy who's like the projection mapper of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So he projection mapped on an inflatable for me for the LA Phil. And I guess that was like his like prototype project. And then he moved on to projection mapping the whole Walt Disney Concert Hall.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And I think they spent like $8 million in projectors.
Yeah, some of those projectors, like, you're like, oh, is this a good projector? It's like $150. Like, you're not going to see that outside.
Yeah.
So that's what projection mapping is. And what's that thing called? Keying? Yeah, so it prevents that. But so that's what they do now. And it's pretty convincing. I actually like it. And that's one of those, it feels like they're adding real magic. Mm-hmm. Because it's like a surface is like moving and squirming and things are moving. It's like you can't do that.
Like I was saying earlier, we're complementing something that's already cool. It's just adding to, like you're saying, adding to the effect.
Now, ideally, the doors would move and it would do that thing.
Yeah, and then that's real magic.
Yeah, because I think there were lights and stuff before.
Well, from my understanding, if you move that object, good luck projection mapping, even if it's almost in the same exact spot. So yeah, that's. Because I've tried doing it on other inflatables and stuff, and that's what everyone always tells me. It moves even a little bit, you're screwed.
Yeah.
The castle is not moving. So you can do that.
Yeah. So in case you don't know, there's like two tiny little like things of like looks like a castle off to the side by the churro cart and the other side by the Maurice's Treats. There are projectors in there and a little door opens. They don't bring projectors every day because of that.
They stay
if you move them.
Yeah.
So I like that.
There was one thing I think that they took out before anything else on Indiana Jones. Have you heard about the ice falling on your head?
Not on your head, but
like
on
the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That only lasted, I think, like a month or something, right?
Yeah, I could see a million problems with that.
So I guess when you would go into the room right after pretty soon after what we were talking about, and you would go by the bridge, you would hear it go like, you know what I mean? You would hear the whole room like that, and then a little thing of ice would fall on you.
Oh, as if it was rocks.
As if it was rocks, and the ice machine broke. And in order for them to get the ice machine out of that area, they would have had to completely close down the ride and cut a big thing in the middle in order to airlift it out.
Yeah.
For an ice. So they were like, oh, never mind. I guess we're not having that effect.
Yeah. So I don't think there's too much loss there. Now, that's like the main thing we can think of. But there's some other things there. So, it was gonna close in April.
For refurbishment.
Yeah. Are they still gonna do that? Probably, because they planned all that. So it's going down for what they're calling an extensive refurbishment. So this is where we're gonna get into our hopes. So hope number 1, that blowgun room.
What about it?
The skeletons painted on the wall with pipes sticking out. That is the worst. Not the worst thing on that ride. That is terrible.
Yeah. I guess bad, I'm just so like used to it.
Like, dude, how much do skeletons cost?
Yeah. They already have skeletons on the ride too.
Yeah. And that one skeleton doesn't even fling out anymore.
It just gently comes out.
Yeah. Like that needs to change. And that's an easy change because you can hide the pipes. It'll be way scarier. They don't even have to move, man. Just like put them. And then there's the door at the end of that. It's an exit door that used to be halfway open. Mm-hmm. But now they always leave it pushed back. So the skeleton heads are forward and then the bodies are behind them.
Oh, that's why?
Yeah.
I never even realized.
Yeah, they used to move. So that's terrible. The ride almost always gets stuck at that part. I've gotten stuck there like 3 times. Yeah. So that's something they got to fix. Then there's the bug effect is cool. But then you go through another dark room after the skeletons.
That's just black.
Yeah. And then they put that dumb projection at the end with like the vine. Or whatever it is.
Oh,
like the fog. Mm-hmm. So someone once asked, I think it was on Reddit or something, like, it seems like they just ran out of money. That's literally what happened. They went way over budget for this thing, and they didn't have room. They didn't have money for that room. So it's just like a dark, scary room. Well, like, you get nothing.
They're moving whole rooms on this, right? So I understand how they went over budget pretty easily.
Yeah, and again, this is back back in the day, Disney wasn't the juggernaut they are now.
Yeah.
Disney has not always been an enormous company.
Mm-hmm.
So they gotta put something there, please. And
Yeah, I wonder what else they'll do though.
so I don't think they're gonna do this because it's too late. But
Add Shia LaBeouf.
no, you know I like him though. Redemption Story. But the effects in the queue. So apparently, when you're gonna step on those little diamonds, they say don't step on the diamonds.
Yeah.
If you look up, there's like these boulders, and it looks like they're held together with like sticks shoved in the gaps. They were supposed to like shake and scare you as if they were gonna fall.
No,
If you
always
look up,
seen those diamonds.
If you look up, it looks like that's a separate piece. That was
Yeah.
deliberate. Supposed to shake, they didn't do it. Ran out of money. Is that true? I don't know, probably.
And whenever you would shake the bamboo,
That goes back and forth. Sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't.
when it starts moving,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
so it looks like the needles or spikes are going to kill you when you pull this bamboo thing, and then it resets and whatever. It's like, they fix that so you don't hear it as much, like the when it like reloads. And then there's a little thing where you pull and the guy's like, oh, let me out of here. So I hope they do something, like add more to the queue. Why not? The queue's great.
Yeah.
And paint the little, okay, which one is it? Stalactite or stalagmite? What's the one that comes out of the ground? Oh, my aunt's going to be so disappointed.
That's a big boy word.
I think I learned this in 3rd grade. In the cave section, some people always touch it, and it's like worn out. It's like, just repaint it.
Oh my God. Now you're saying that people touch the stuff, and now it's like, are they not even going to do it now because of everything going on?
Dude, yeah.
God, that's okay.
It will all eventually happen.
Eventually.
It is okay. Any other hopes for Indiana Jones? Things they'll add?
Redo the animatronic.
Oh, him?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the lip syncing is
It's bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, everything's cool.
Yeah.
Everything's good.
They added some projection mapping to Mara's face, too.
Mhm.
So, yeah, way better than the weird eyes they used to have, although some people miss that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's pretty good. They just, like, polish it up.
Has that snake ever moved? Like,
It doesn't move anymore? Oh, it used to lurch out at you.
did it still do that? I don't remember.
I think that was kind of broken sometimes.
Oh, as a kid, that was the scariest thing in the world.
You one of those snake people?
No. I was just scared of everything as a kid. I was scared of the Haunted Mansion.
Oh, what was the thing you said you cried on? You wouldn't get on? Was it Haunted Mansion? They bribed you?
Pirates.
Oh, pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Kayla's afraid of the snake. She won't sit on that side.
Yeah. I get it.
So,
I get it.
no, I don't get it. It's a fake snake. It's a giant plastic snake. It looks like the Lego Chamber of Secrets
It does look like
basilisk.
that.
I
Yeah.
remembered the name. Yeah. So, I hope they really update the ride because it deserves it because it's still a popular ride.
Mhm.
So come on, give it some love.
Speaking of pirates.
Oh, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, just down the way, Pirates, which got 2 huge refurb thingies.
Yeah.
Number 1, Jack Sparrow.
Johnny Depp himself
Shout out to Johnny Depp, who,
showed up.
dude, redemption.
Yeah.
He didn't do any of those things.
Oh, for the Amber Heard stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't do any of those things.
Screw her.
He was the victim. This isn't us. These aren't our opinions. This is the news that came out.
Yeah.
He's back.
But with that, since all that stuff was going on, Disney was like, you're not going to be Jack Sparrow anymore.
He wasn't in the last movie, right?
Yeah, he wasn't in the last movie.
Which sucks. Well, the movies kind of suck now, right? But
The last one's okay.
like, yeah, what's
Okay.
going on with that?
Just this week, actually. Red, you know how they added Red to the ride?
Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah. Red is now going to be Karen Gillan
Huh.
from Doctor Who. And
I don't hate that.
She's got red hair.
She's good too.
She's cool. She's
Yeah,
good in
she could play
Jumanji.
that part. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So she's replacing as the lead.
Yeah, but now they're gonna write him back in, dude.
They have to.
Have they started filming?
No, the pre-production.
He's gonna be in it.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll show up. Maybe he'll show up at the end.
Yeah.
And then they'll
It'll be like a Pirates universe, like the MCU.
yeah, kind of like the Barbosa reveal.
He'll be like Nick Fury, getting all the different pirates from different areas.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
So yeah, shout out to Johnny Depp, but not a shout out to this refurb. I don't like it that much.
When it first came out, I thought it was cool.
His animatronic was good.
Yeah.
Especially when he's peeking out with the costumes or whatever.
But that last animatronic in the room is the worst.
It is bad.
Yeah.
Mes amis. It's so bad. So they tried to add a story where there kind of already was one. Because I remember at the end, instead of him, there was like pirates pushing up treasure up that waterfall. So
I don't remember that.
I don't either. I just looked it up at some point. Not recently, but yeah. So they added Jack Sparrow. First place that pirate ship with where the lightning goes off.
It used like where the war or whatever is going on?
No. The first thing where dead men tell no tales in the caverns.
Oh, okay.
The storm.
Yeah.
Lightning goes off and then it's a skeleton sometimes. Was that original or is that?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that was original.
Oh, maybe that's where they got the idea.
Yeah. Because I think that was like
Black
part
Pearl.
of the promotional material for the original Pirates.
Huh. Oh, okay. And then they added
Barbosa.
yeah, but before that they added the Aztec treasure.
Oh, they did.
Which apparently the chest is the actual prop from the movie.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They used to say it's a coin. Maybe it's a coin and the chest. I don't know. Some of those coins are in the shop. If you look up, and there's some other prop up there. But so yeah, they added that to the treasure room. And then the first thing is Barbosa's ship, which
used to be Blackbeard's.
Yeah, and it's still Blackbeard's. Like
Barbosa's borrowing.
he's just on it.
Yeah.
He commandeered it.
Hey.
Yeah. But
Parlay.
it's so funny. I think they're supposed to be like Spanish soldiers, like where they're like, Barbosa, we're going to sink your ship. I'm like, that's such bad voiceover. But I think that part's cool because it feels like, the cannons are going over here or whatever. And it's like, I don't know. I don't care about Blackbeard, I guess.
It was forced. It was shoot in, but it was okay.
That one is.
Yeah.
And I like Barbosa, and his animatronic is good.
Yeah, it is.
The skin looks real good.
Maybe it's because we're so far away from him.
Yeah, but Pirates is the animatronic ride. Like, how many are there on that ride?
A lot.
I don't know. Someone correct me. Please. I like reading the You're Right. It's fun.
Yeah. They just added the foot guy again.
Oh,
Dirty Foot.
Yeah.
Dirty Foot
And he was there a few years ago, too. There's a period of time he was not. And then they added, like, where Carlos is being drowned.
Oh, no, Carlos, don't be cheeky.
Don't tell him, Carlos. Don't be cheeky. So, yeah, Jack is just hanging out over there, hiding among some wardrobe things, I guess. So there's that there. And then, he's just there for some reason. And then he shows up when he's like, that one pirate is like, I have the map to the treasure and this here key.
So apparently that pirate before was a perv pirate.
Ah.
He was looking at some girl or something. So where Jack is, it was a girl.
Good update, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not all about, doing that kind of, but good update. That's, don't be weird.
Yeah, don't be a perv.
So there's Jack there. So what they did too was it used to be always the men chasing the women.
They flipped it.
Some of them are still the men chasing the women. Some of them are women chasing the men.
50-50.
I think there's 2 women, 1 man.
That's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I like it. It's actually funnier.
Yeah.
Because the pirate is stealing and the woman's running after him with a rolling pin.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Great update.
Did you ever see the Modern Family episode?
Yeah.
And he's always like, I feel like that's me and my relationship, Ed O'Neill.
So good update there.
Good, yeah.
And then, was it? Yeah, okay. So then next, no, we'll get back to Red. We'll just come back.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure, 100%. Burning Town. Dude, there was a menorah in one of the windows.
No, there was not.
Dude, it was there. And like up until at least 2012. And then one day I'm like, hey, it's gone.
Yeah.
Which probably should be. How did that stay there that long?
That's when camera phones were starting to become relevant.
And at first, I was like, nah, it's not a menorah. It's a candelabra with lots of, with 8 holders or like 8 plus the 9 in the middle or whatever. But then them taking it out was like, okay, it definitely was, because why else would they take it out? It's kind of like admitting it. Yeah. So I guess it's part of the refurb. And then
it's just like this whole ride becoming more like, I guess, non-problematic.
Yeah, and I'll get to that with the red thing. Now, is there Jack again?
No,
So he's like totally irrelevant. They're just looking for him.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he ends up with the treasure and kind of sings the song, which is not a good version of it.
Yo.
What I didn't like were the projections of like
When was there projections?
the projection of like dead men do tell tales, so says I.
Oh, you
Davy Jones. Like
when you're going through that.
the waterfall
Yeah.
thing.
Okay. That figure, the face. There's a name for it with the octopus. The new one that they just had. That's awesome.
Yeah. So let's finish up the Jack Sparrow thing. We done with Jack Sparrow?
Done.
Done. I don't like it. Can you really remove him? Yeah, probably.
Mhm.
But it's too late. It's the movies now.
Yeah.
Whatever. Still a good ride. Just stop bumping me. So next is Red. The redhead, as she used to be called.
Mm-hmm.
So
originally she was being sold.
So she was originally. Wait, when originally?
Like way back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, she was being sold for sure.
Okay. Now before this though, she wasn't.
They were
She
selling
was-
chickens, right?
No. They were selling the other brides, which is still bad.
Yeah.
It's a bride auction. That's not good. But Red was standing. Oh, she wasn't shackled.
Oh.
So that leads into the next thing. Disney's excuse here is Red is working with the pirates to help them sell treasure.
Yeah.
Rum, right? And they're like, she was always working with the pirates. And people are like, nah, that's dumb. But then I'm like, wait, she wasn't shackled. And she was luring people to bid on the other people. So she was working with the pirates.
Yeah.
So it's true. And I don't know about
it was a bait and switch.
Yeah.
She's the bait. You switch with
The
other
her. I
guys.
thought the refurb. I'm like,
No.
what are you talking about? No, yeah, exactly. So she was working with the pirates. So now they just gave her a bigger role.
Yeah.
And
Which apparently she's the new protagonist.
yeah, which is, I mean, I guess it's
Makes
cool. Yeah, I mean, it's continuity with the ride, I guess. She walks around outside. So I don't have too much of a problem. Her voiceover is not good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
They'll change it once if Karen Gillan does become.
yeah, like come on, boys, that you want the rum, right? Like she sounds better than the rest of them, and it's off-putting.
Yeah.
They should put some little jank filter on
Yeah,
there
yeah, I know
to
what you
make
mean.
her sound more like raspy, like the rest of them. Not
Mhm.
raspy like a man or whatever, like recorded
Like
on
bad
a tape.
quality.
Yeah, and she'll fit better. I think she's too loud too.
Mhm.
Where look, if you're gonna do it right. What I don't like is like, oh, we're doing it to something changing times, blah, blah, blah. That's fine, normally. Why are we pretending pirates were good people? Like,
Because they're good people in the movies.
yeah,
Kind of.
like,
Because Johnny Depp's always screwing somebody over.
yeah, like I'm not saying bride auctions are good and I miss the bride auction, like a big whoop. I don't really care. But the excuse of like, no, pirates were bad. Like,
They're not good people.
yeah, they are not good. So like they burned down, dude. It's like the bride auction's bad, but it's okay that they burned down the whole city and island at
And
the
the
end.
menorah.
Yeah. So like that's all I'm gonna say about this. Like, don't pretend you're like kind of whitewashing history a little bit. Like, oh, the pirates are good. They wouldn't sell brides. Like, nah, man, they're pretty bad.
They're selling women for sure.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the America thing where like you censor one thing, but violence is okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm not up in arms. You change the ride, that's fine. I'm not one of those like we wants the redhead. I hate Disney now. Disney's PC. Blah blah blah. I don't care. But it's a dumb excuse. Like don't pretend pirates are good.
Let them be bad.
Kind of like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where it's like the Vikings are good now, but also England was evil. So
This is how England actually became to be.
yeah. So that whole thing where it's like we're making bad people good again to like make other things seem okay.
Yeah.
But it's Disney. You don't have to make statements. Like you want to update the ride, it's your ride. Update it, but make her better. That's it. You're gonna do it. Make it better. Now, before we get to the other thing, I don't know. See, when they redo something, you pretend to notice things. You're like, no, they added that, but it's been there the whole time. But
That happens all the time on Pirates.
They totally added a bunch of red things, though.
Because of red?
They totally did. I will
Yeah.
die on this hill. They added like red blankets and stuff everywhere, and like tapestry type things. Like
It's
for
a
sure.
psychological stuff.
Dude,
man.
they added it because you would have noticed that before, and
Yeah.
suddenly there's red everywhere, and we wants the redhead, and her name's Red. like the part where the chair's falling out of the second story. You know, there's a red drape there that wasn't there, and a light lights it up. There is more red.
It's a conspiracy
for sure. They did it.
Yeah.
If you have proof that they didn't, sure. But I'm sticking to this.
That's what your rights for.
Yeah. So the other thing, the octopus thingy.
Yeah.
Love that.
That thing's awesome.
It surprised me. I won't even tell people it's there. I'll be like, look to the left.
Yeah.
So
I do the same thing.
Yeah. Apparently the audio that plays in there is from the original Pirates too.
That's cool.
So it's an original, like while you're going down this court, it's creepy too.
Mhm.
And like, I forgot what it is, but like that.
And it's so simple. The trick is so simple, but so well done.
Yeah. So like, maybe we won't completely say, we won't say what it does, but there's the dude and the octopus. Super cool effect. So when you go through the tunnel after the treasure room where the fog used to be, fog's gone. Heck yes.
No more projections of Davy Jones.
Yeah, it's dumb. Look to the left. Really cool effect. Listen to the voiceover. Really cool. So I love that. Super good update because it's like you're going back while going forward.
Yeah.
I cool. Like that kind of thing. It's not like Disneyland's a museum. It's like, oh, this was like a really cool thing and we brought it back because it's so cool. So that's it for Pirates. I just hope they, polish things up a little bit, whatever. But like, I think it's good as is.
I think they're gonna add more red. She's gonna be. I could totally see her taking Johnny Depp's place, especially at the end.
But I could also see them saying like, "Oh, Johnny Depp's good now. Let's not spend money."
Yeah.
Like they'll just add some lines for her because they're not gonna. They just changed it. I think they're not gonna do extra work these days.
Yeah.
Especially after all this. So in between Indy and Pirates, Tarzan's Treehouse,
or formerly known as the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse.
I remember nothing about this.
Me either.
Oh, okay.
Me either. Because Tarzan came out, in 2099? That's like the peak of our childhood, like 6 or 7 years old. But what kid knows who the Swiss Family Robinson is now?
Yeah, I don't know anything about them.
Yeah.
It was a show, right?
It was a show and movies.
Oh.
Yeah, actually I think it was just a set of movies. Kind of like, how there is like a million Sinbad movies? Or was there just one? I don't know.
It doesn't matter really.
Yeah, but it was some old Disney property.
So all I gotta say is like, it was about a family, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a little weird.
Yeah.
Like Tarzan's less weird, I feel.
Yeah.
So I like it. Tarzan is underrated. Super good movie.
It is
very heartfelt. All that stuff.
There's some licensing issue, right, with Tarzan. Why Disney can't do more stuff with it, or was that just with Kingdom Hearts?
No. So.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. So the rumors were Disney lost the rights because it wasn't in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.
Or in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah. Really? Disney didn't lose the rights. They have the rights to that specific Tarzan, and anything in that franchise, I think they can tell new stories because they had the TV show.
You're right. And they had the sequel.
Oh, yeah. Ugh, gross. So, yeah. So they still have the rights to Tarzan. They still have the treehouse, whatever. So they can still do that. They just have to shout out Edgar Rice Burroughs. Is that his name?
Is he the original writer?
Yeah, it's his estate. I think he's dead.
Oh, okay.
So it's one of those, not that, we should give it to Disney because another evil estate owns it or whatever, but they're like very like stingy with the property.
Yeah.
But no, Disney still has the rights. It was just like Nomura, the director of Kingdom Hearts and creator and whatever. Yeah, you know who he is. He probably just didn't want to put Tarzan again. Why do you want to go to the same world? Well, I do, but redo Alice, dude.
They've done Alice twice.
But it's like all gross.
Yeah.
I want Unreal Engine 4 Alice. But anyways, I like it. It's still really cool. Takes you through the movie. Just shout out to my cousin who had the crap scared out of him with
the tiger or
Sabor.
What is it?
So he roars at you when he's in the tree.
Yeah.
So my cousin knew he was gonna roar, but then the air blew at his face, and then he cursed. I don't want to like lose our clean rating. And then he was just held his chest. He's like, I knew it was gonna scream. I didn't expect it to like blow at me.
But what kind of is it? A leopard? It's a leopard, right?
I think it's a saber-toothed tiger because his name is Sabor.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
That's from the what?
Saber-tooth.
It's his Ice Age.
Dude, saber-toothed tiger, and that's why Tarzan calls him Sabor because you can't say saber. I'm pretty sure. But yeah. Okay. Sabor. Why else would he be called Sabor?
What's the monkey's name? The main monkey?
Turk?
And Kirkjack?
Kerchak is the leader.
Yeah. Why is he called Kirkjack?
Kerchak.
Kerchak.
It probably means something in probably Afrikaans,
Yeah.
but I don't know. And then Turk is Turkana because it's Rosie O'Donnell. Weird.
Freaking Rosie O'Donnell.
So I like it. I always expect there to be a treasure chest in the canoe, but it's not there.
I actually expect them to change that. I don't see it being Tarzan's treehouse very much longer.
Who else's treehouse is it going to be?
Who knows?
I don't know, but it's in Adventureland.
Yeah. I don't know.
They can't put anything else there. I don't see them changing it. They're just going to leave it. Who cares? They're not paying for the rights. I think they own it. So it's just like whatever. If there's some other thing in a tree, maybe. But yeah, they're not. I mean, they already have a Jungle Cruise. So it's not
That's true.
So yeah, I think it'll stay. I like it. Do we talk about this?
Yeah.
Country Bear Jamboree
It's a quick talk though.
turned into Winnie the Pooh.
Great. Move on.
There's an Easter egg towards the end. There's like a few like tunnels you go through. Look up, you'll see the Country Bear Jamboree busts of the animals. I don't even really know what Country Bear Jamboree is. Doesn't matter. Winnie the Pooh, refurb Winnie the Pooh, fix that Heffalump room, clean it up, give it some paint. Deserves it.
You know what property Disney wanted before the Country Bears?
Huh.
The Bernstein Bears.
Berenstain?
Berenstain Bears.
Berenstain.
Berenstain, the with Mandela effect.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Cedar Fair got them.
Oh, yeah, Cedar Fair, Knott's Berry Farm, all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Yeah. So yeah. Let's move on. Good refurb.
Better bear.
Yeah. So, Haunted Mansion. I don't know about over the years the 5 billion things they've done and not done.
Oh yeah, they've done everything, I'm sure, to that, right?
But there are a few things that really stand out. First thing, the bride. I hate her.
Yeah, the
She is-
projection's not good.
She's hideous.
Yeah.
It's really bad, and her lines are bad.
Yeah.
Like, what
They'll
is it?
update that.
Yeah, they have to. She's just so bad. Just
Mhm.
put anything, man, or just do it again.
That's like the projection mapping 1.0. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she looks terrible. And yeah, give her some new lines or whatever. They redid Leota.
Yeah.
So she used to just go up and down.
Yeah.
And they redid her to move around the room, which apparently was what they originally wanted.
I really like that whole
The Kim Irving
yeah,
thing.
that's so cool, man.
Yeah, that whole storyline was
Yeah.
like her grandma or
It was her mom.
It was her mom, and then
Was there one of the original Imagineers, and then she came in
Yeah.
and reprised her mom's role.
Yeah, so really cool. But
Imagineering story stuff.
that effect is really cool. What I don't like is for some reason I don't believe it. I don't know why. Because we know levitation doesn't happen. And I want to believe it too.
Yeah.
And it's a good effect. You don't really see the fish wire, or whatever. So that was another thing they did. Now, do you remember the Hatbox Ghost hype? That
Oh, no.
whole period of time, like, they're adding the Hatbox Ghost back. It's
Yeah.
like, you've never seen it before. It was only there for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mystery of the Hatbox Ghost is cool though.
Yeah.
The original story of it.
He's in like the wallpaper, right? Or
Mhm.
no, the one of the pictures
Mhm.
on the walls, and like he was there and the effect was never convincing, and now it's super convincing.
Oh, that the way that they drop the head, they move the projection, that's good projection mapping.
Super good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's such a good effect. And I was like, what's all this hype about? And I saw it, I'm like, ooh, so good every
Yeah.
time. Even when you get stuck there, it's like, oh, you got me.
Mhm.
You got me, Ghost. So love that. But there was that like funny hype where people were like, they're adding like kind of like when they changed Ariel's hair. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Cody from tennis would freak out about Ariel's hair. I don't know why that sticks out, but the Hatbox Ghost hype definitely was a big deal. Huge, very good addition, especially because it's a callback to an original effect,
Mm.
and it goes in. There was nothing there before.
No.
So-
it's perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Like that is what an update should be.
Yeah.
Now, the Pepper's Ghost glass wall in the ballroom.
Even if it's not good, leave it.
No, it's good. That's fine. Well, they could redo them, like
Better
make better
Pepper's Ghost.
figures.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's it, and kind of make them not squeak.
Mm-hmm.
But the glass, there's a hole in it because someone shot it.
That's where they put the spider or something.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
and somehow the whole thing didn't shatter. Now you may be asking, why did they replace the glass? You have to take the roof off the mansion to remove. It's one giant pane of glass that goes 2 stories down.
Jeez.
Because you're on the 3rd story,
Yeah.
and and it goes above you because of the flying ghosts.
Yeah.
So you're in the middle of this thing.
It must have been like if you get a hole or a chip on your windshield, how it doesn't shatter.
And you're just like, oh, just don't touch it.
Yeah, don't touch or get it patched. I got mine patched.
Oh, I know you could do that.
Yeah, and it doesn't spread anymore. So I just have like a little nick.
Yeah. So they just did something because they cannot remove that glass.
No, heck
If
no.
they have to do that, it's a big refurb. So
Hey, if they want to do it, it's a good time now. Think about it.
who's making glass right now? Like that.
Yeah.
That's the other
Actually,
thing.
my girlfend's uncle is.
Hey,
He works at a big glass factory.
Just don't let him tell Disney that they know you.
Yeah.
Sorry. So,
But they're refurbing Haunted Mansion right now.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
they
that's what I'm
repaint the paint job's done.
Mhm.
What are they doing inside?
No idea. Well, I mean, they were taking out all the Jack Skellington stuff.
Oh right, and they were probably just doing some cleanup and stuff.
Yeah.
Fix the bride, man.
Fix
Now's
the
the
bride.
time. That can't be too hard.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all we got for Haunted Mansion, I think.
Mhm.
Oh, they brought back the tombstones with the Imagineers' names on them on the hill.
Oh,
by the
outside.
train. Yeah.
Yeah.
So story is they were there. They removed them for Nightmare Before Christmas.
The
They
pumpkins are.
Yeah, they lost them,
Yeah.
and then and then a few years ago they found the molds, so they just
Hey,
recast them.
cool.
So we got them back, and that's it.
Yeah.
Love Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
Like it's a great ride. There are people whose entire lives are Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
They have the whole room with the wallpaper and the tattoos.
Mhm.
Shout out to my friend Nick. I think he's getting like multiple wallpapers tattooed on him.
Valero?
No.
Oh.
Nick Steiner. I think it's the last name. He's from Disney Instagram people.
Mm.
So up next, Autopia. It is not Autotopia.
I always call it Autotopia and we'll forever call it
No,
Autotopia.
look how much better this pun is. Autopia. It's
Yeah.
one. Utopia is in there. They just added the A, but it's also auto. It's perfect.
I could totally see Autopia being one of the next things they completely redo.
Yeah.
Keep the idea. Keep everything the same. Make them little Teslas.
See, here's the thing. Tesla doesn't have money.
They don't.
Yeah.
And who is it? Honda? Honda sponsors it.
And this.
Hey, Honda's got the Leaf. Make them little Leafs.
No, that's Nissan.
Oh.
Honda has they have the hydrogen car. Don't put hydrogen cars in Disneyland. Don't do it. They have
They have some kind of
the
electric.
Purity, I think. Or
Is that what it's
something.
called?
Or it starts with an I.
Clarity.
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 So Honda could do it. I don't think they want to. So a couple things. One, I don't think Disney wants anything to do with Elon Musk anymore.
Once he got Twitter.
Yeah,
It just went all
I saw
downhill
this thing
from there.
today. Everything I knew about Elon Musk, or everything I've learned about Elon Musk, I've learned involuntarily. So he's a psycho. I don't think they're going to associate themselves with Tesla. Everyone's making electric cars now. It'll be fine. All right. So first we had, I think the Chevron redo came with 90s Tomorrowland.
That's when they put
steampunk crap.
They put all the little face cars, right?
Yeah, and they had all the animations, which are now just empty.
Those are cool, man.
Yeah,
I
'cause
like those.
in the glass and whatever,
Yeah.
and that's why the cars have those weird colors to them, or they did, like the weird glittery purples and whatever.
Because of that. It was like a whole marketing campaign that Chevron put out, right?
Yeah, and it was part of that new Tomorrowland. You can still kind of see some of it where they're covering up electric boxes. It's like still got some of that gold. So Autopia
So
used
Chevron's not a sponsor anymore, right?
no. So here's a couple of things that happened. So original Autopia had a kiddie side and an adult side.
Did it really?
Yeah, it was a whole complete separate track.
Oh. So you
And
don't get bumped?
yeah, maybe. Or maybe the speed was different. And then they kind of changed the layout and the cars and whatever. And then we got like the modern Autopia. And then we got the Chevron sponsorship. So
Mhm.
that's as far back as I remember, the Chevron thing.
Yeah.
And that's when they gave the little the licenses.
They used to give them for free.
Oh, now you have to pay for them?
You have to pay for them now. What is
You used to
that?
have to pay for the picture.
Oh, maybe that's what
But
it
you
is.
got the paper for free.
Maybe that's what it is.
I think if you ask, they give you the paper. But
Yeah.
anyways, they had the Chevron thing. Chevron sponsorship ran out. And then it
Oh,
was just
okay.
Blink. Because there was no Chevron logo anywhere except on the sign.
Mhm.
They just had like the video. So they just shut the videos off.
Mhm.
Honda had the Innovention sponsorship.
With Osimo. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Innoventions went away because of Launch Bay and the other thing, the Superhero Central
Mhm.
or whatever.
The Iron Man room.
Yeah. So Honda lost that and they're like, hey, we still have a deal. And Disney goes, oh, you want Autopia? And they're like, oh, yeah, sure. You want to theme it as Asimo on vacation? Oh yeah, we'll put Asimo.
Bingo.
Yeah. So I think they repainted the cars, right? But
I think
they put Honda logos everywhere. They got the new sign, which is nice. They put the screen back with like cool stuff on it.
Yeah.
And they put Asimo everywhere, and he's on like a little road trip, and he's got like some little birds with him or something.
He's waving at you all the time.
Yeah, and then there's like the Honda Jet at the end.
Yeah.
And Honda's moving into the future.
I wonder
whatever.
how long that sponsorship will last.
Yeah, because the thing is, they're loud lawnmower engines.
Yeah.
Guzzling gas.
Yep.
I just bought a new gas car. All right, we're not there yet with electric, but it's a little weird, man.
Yeah.
Honda's like, yeah. These smelly cars that are gonna give you lung cancer. Yeah, we'll put our logo on that. Yeah. So that was the deal they made. It was like, oh, we'll give you this. All right, we'll take it. It's
because what are the cars, or radiator springs cars ran off of?
Electricity.
Okay.
They're not. So they're attached to a thing that pulls them. They're not cars.
Same. Okay.
It's the test track thing.
Yeah.
So there's like a post that holds the car and it propels it.
But it still has tires.
Yeah, the
to give
tires
it the
still
effect.
spin. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, there's some stuff in Imagineering story too.
Yeah.
About radiator springs. So yeah, you can't control that because that's just like the ride system goes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, honestly, get rid of Autopia. I hate it.
Really?
I drive, man. I know kids.
Dude, when we were kids, I loved going on that thing.
It's the size of Fantasyland, though.
It is.
It's the size of Tomorrowland. Give us a new land.
Yeah.
Give us Discoveryland. Make Tomorrowland better. It takes up way too much space. And I know the submarines are underneath it or whatever, but who cares?
Oh man. So this Discovery Bay, right?
Yeah.
That was like steampunkish, right?
Yeah, it's based off the Jules Verne novels.
That's where Paris Space Mountain comes from.
Yeah. Where Tomorrow always comes. Discovery Bay is just like an imaginary thing.
Yeah.
So
you know what? I would do it. Get rid of Autopia for that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Or just my plan for Tomorrowland. But we'll get to that someday. But yeah, I don't like it anymore. They got to make it better. It's not that great. And I get the kids thing, but it's not like this is a kiddie ride. This is just a low quality ride.
Yeah.
100%. Did we miss anything for Star Tours in the last episode?
Other than that, it was Disney's first IP, right?
I think we just missed a couple things from the queue because we were like, it's the first themed queue. I'm going to be honest. I felt like we were a little disorganized for some reson last time.
Really?
I think we were a little overconfident. Like, yeah, Star Wars and Disney. That's going to be easy. And we had the doc, but
it's just, there's a lot of information on that.
So
stuff.
Just a couple things that we missed that I like. So I do miss the old Star Tours, but I like the X-ray scanner that's broken because Indiana Jones's hat and whip are in there and stuff like that. So the little robot still droid calls out what's in the packages, but the packages don't show.
Yeah.
Fix that. I like it looks like the standing people movers that they have in airports. There's the people going by on the left.
And then you see Jar Jar Binks and you see that's cool.
That's a cool thing. Patrick Warburton's droid we talked about.
Yeah. The decommissioned droids at the bottom.
Oh yeah, there's the hidden Mickey.
There's a hidden Mickey down
there? Yeah, it looks like a Mickey hat. It's on top of one of the droids. Oh. Yeah, and the shadow is the Mickey.
You know a few of those decommissioned droids were those what are they, geese from the geese from Splash Mountain?
Huh?
Yeah, so those
I got you.
They were from America Sings originally. They got moved to Splash Mountain. They decommissioned 3 of them and put them as a droid down there.
Also, there's a Rex droid down there.
Oh yeah, there is.
And that place goes really far down with the suitcases and stuff because the ride is like that.
Yeah.
Because you're slowly climbing. Another thing I really like is the little video they added, with like the pre-show kind of. The little, I forgot what they're called. RJ's going to correct us. The little droids that were in Mandalorian on Tatooine. The little repair droids. Where you hit them on the head. And
with the big eye in the front.
Yeah, where they're fighting each other on how to clean it.
Yeah.
And one of them falls and then the guy shows up and he hits the button and the little windshield wiper just cleans it. Like, I love that. I love anytime those little droids are running around. So I love those like little extra things. If you want to hear more about Star Tours, we totally talked about it in Star Wars at Disneyland, our special episode 7 Star Wars Day episode. So, which a lot of people listen to.
Yeah.
More people listen to that than Sweet Treats.
Yeah.
For now. So that's all. I think that's all we missed for Star Tours. Next, completely across the park, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
The projection mapping in that.
Projection mapping.
So
back.
That's the fuses.
Yeah.
Right? When you're going to that cave.
The cave where the explosives explode twice because the train is very long.
Yeah.
But I like it.
That's cool.
It added a lot because it's not like really adding story or IP or whatever. It's just like, oh, here's some cool extra magic, you know? I think that's it.
Yeah.
Right?
Always look at the goat.
My big thing, as soon as you get out of the explosion room, especially if you're in the front, as soon as you get out of there, silence. No one's screaming. It's really quiet, and then it starts going down and people scream again.
Yeah.
So that's my only thing on that. Dumbo, the flying elephant. They redid the queue.
Yeah, nice tent. Really nice tent.
Beautiful. I love
compared to that tent a lot.
So I like that they added that. They added the art on the walls.
They give you the feather.
Now they give you a number.
Oh, I thought they give you a feather.
It used to be the feather.
Oh,
now it's a number, or they tell you the number to go on, I think.
Yeah.
But it used to be just the black feather.
Yeah.
And it used to stand out in the hot sun.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of terrible, really terrible. Now it's like pleasant.
The tent helps.
Yeah, and it's like seems like a bigger queue.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more organized, and there's the wait time at the front, and I don't know, just like, and it's like the ironwork, the wrought iron fence with the blue and the gold.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Really like needed update, and which means like I guess that ride's there to stay.
Oh yeah, Dumbo ain't going.
Which is fine. Like
that's as iconic I think as it gets.
Yeah. Shout out to Anissa, the Dumbo freak. So
shout out to that Darth Vader commercial again, where he's on the Dumbo
again, and shout out to the gold Dumbo during the 50th.
Oh,
I never saw it because I didn't go to Disneyland during that time.
Either.
But anyways, that's all they did there, but added a lot. It's one of those like, that was Project Stardust, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like, hey, make the parks feel a little fresh.
Yeah.
So love that. Matterhorn bobsleds. I half like this, half don't like this.
Why? Let's start with the bad. Why don't you?
They got rid of that jewel room, man.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah.
Like, jewels and coins. Like,
is that where they replaced they put the sky? What's it called? The Skyway.
Yeah, they put that, and then the broken bobsleds,
and then that's where they put the tribute to the old Disney president.
So he was there before too.
Frank Wells.
Yeah. So they put the Wells Expedition because he loved climbing mountains.
Yeah.
Which is he passed away on the way to climb a mountain in a helicopter crash.
That's crazy.
Rest in peace, Frank Wells.
He would have helped Eisner a lot.
He was best friends with Eisner. Breaks my heart. Watch the Defunctland because they kind of go into it in Imagineering story, but the Defunctland really like makes Eisner seem like, okay, he meant well.
Yeah.
He was not a money guy. He was actually the creative guy.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Imagineer. He really liked the Imagineers.
Oh yeah. My favorite thing is like the first thing Eisner did when he's like, I want to meet with all the Imagineers. And then they're like, oh great, we're dead. He shows up. Imagineering is the most important part of all of Disney. And they're like, oh, okay. So his tribute used to be there. And there was like, the cool jewels and they would light up and you could hear them. I like the fake sound of jewels because, it makes no sense in real life. It's beautiful. But then they went with the scary storyline.
With the abominable. I can never say this word.
Just read it, man.
Abominable.
No, you switched them. No. It's like Finding Nemo.
Abominable.
No.
Oh, okay, you know what? You say it.
Abominable.
Got it.
So like Finding Nemo. So they made him scarier. They got rid of Harold. Harold is in T-Von's collection now. But
hey, animatronic's awesome.
Animatronic's awesome.
Yeah.
Very scary.
Yeah.
Very cool. And like the sounds are really good and they follow you. Really cool. But then they're like, oh, look, he destroyed some of these bobsleds. I'm like, no, give me my jewels back, man. Like, why are we on this expedition if we're not hunting for jewels?
Have you heard about the Expedition Everest animatronic? The whole story with that?
No, what's up with that?
Expedition Everest is in Animal Kingdom. And it has like a really similar storyline to the Matterhorn. It's essentially Magic Kingdom's Matterhorn. But instead of having multiple abominable snowman, they have the Yeti.
Oh, it is a Yeti.
It's a Yeti. This time it's a Yeti.
So that's why I keep getting confused.
Because it's supposed to be like Chinese, I guess, or Tibetan.
Shout out to Tibet.
Yeah.
Free Tibet.
But instead of having small, like 10-foot animatronics, they had one like 35-foot, 40-foot animatronic. And it worked for 2 months.
What?
3 months. And it was just too big to fix.
That's
and
disappointing.
So now instead it just stays there and they flash lights on it.
Gross.
Yeah. But who's the crazy Imagineer? The one with the big earring?
Joe Rohde.
Joe Rohde. Joe Rohde promised at D23 a few years ago that he's going to fix the animatronic.
Dude, fix your ear, Joe Rohde.
That is unfixable.
Dude, his ear's going to fall off. Don't like it. Just pierce another part for reinforcement. Hold it up. Oh, it's gross. I can't watch him. And
cool.
It makes me think less of him. Yeah. Not because of the choice.
He's cool.
That's
man.
fine. Put
He's
gauges or
cool
whatever.
Things.
It just looks gross, man.
Yeah. But it was huge. I mean, not to say that there hasn't been big animatronics before. King Kong, right? It was huge too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't work. But this animatronic, awesome.
Yeah, and there's a couple of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I like that he follows you in the beginning.
Yeah.
Now, a couple of things. When they got rid of the jewels and put the other stuff, the Wells Expedition box disappeared. And I was like, that's messed up.
Yeah, you don't do that to him.
And then eventually it showed back up. So maybe they were just like redoing it. And I was like, okay, all right, good. Like, that was going to be disappointing. I kind of wish there was some sort of music.
Just throughout the ride? Like a Space Mountain kind of thing?
Nah, and not even like yodeling. Because although I love the yodeling in the queue, it's so funny. It's so great. Almost like I think there's a sound in the beginning, like the chick, 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 the snow.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do the sound. I want that throughout the ride. Because there's kind of the windy sound.
Yeah.
Which is not always there. Sometimes the ride's too silent. It's weird.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I'd like them to add. They're never going to make it less bumpy. Just lean forward on the butt padding. That's all you can do. All right. So.
Hey, they redid the cars now. So it's not creepy when you're going on with family or somebody else.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But
that was my old CAD teacher that did that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, her name was Christine. She's cool.
So yeah, just grab onto the railing in front of you on the car, and you'll be okay. Right? If you have back problems, maybe don't. But
don't go.
But yeah, I like Matterhorn. I mostly like the refurb. I just missed the jewels because it gave it some color. You know, not everything needs to be gritty.
You
Zack
get a
Snyder.
kick. You release a Snyder cut.
Yeah.
You would get a kick out of the Seven Doors Mine Train.
Oh.
A lot of jewels on that ride.
Oh man,
Even in the queue.
I won't even look it up because it sounds like so good.
Yeah.
Like I want to. Although it's just Big Thunder, but
yeah.
But I want to go on that.
Yeah, that's cool.
It'll happen. So our last. I don't know why we put this last. It's not like any climax. Peter Pan's Flight.
Well, I mean, I think Peter Pan might be the one ride that's been redone the most.
How so?
Like just over the years, I think they've updated the figures maybe 4 or 5 times.
They're still terrible.
Yeah, but imagine what they were back in when Park opened.
Yeah, they're creepy.
Must have been hideous.
But yeah, so they redid London. They added like moving cars and stuff.
Still
like
one
that.
of the best rooms in Disneyland.
I like the other room with the stars.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking about the stars one.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. The London room's okay. The star room is great, and I'm convinced that is the only reason people get on it. I know there's a lot of huge Peter Pan fans, but it's that room.
And the fact you're flying.
I guess.
Yeah.
But it's that star room. So again, projection mapping.
Mm-hmm.
They projection map the island. I don't know what it's called.
Skull Island?
No, Skull Island's off to the side. Is it just Neverland?
This is Neverland, yeah.
Okay, whatever. So they redid Neverland. They brightened it up. They added like the projection waterfalls and the rainbow and whatever. And I think they like brightened things up.
Yeah.
I think that ride needs a little bit of work.
They added projection mapping also to Big Ben.
Yeah.
The clock tower.
Yeah. Oh, because they fly onto there, right? Yeah, that's really cool. Reminds me of Kingdom Hearts again.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, they just see even though I think they didn't go far enough, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Again, good use of projections. You're enhancing. Like not everything needs to just be some little painting.
It's almost like, I know we talk a lot about video games, but a remaster or a remake of a game, it just needs to enhance it. Like you take all the good things that the original did, you take all those things, put better things on it, and you got something good. Unlike grabbing everything from an original. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, kind of like, okay, so Pirates is kind of like a remake. They changed the whole thing.
Exactly.
All these, like Alice in Wonderland, remaster. Because they just enhanced. It's just like movies too when they remaster them.
Right.
It's just like, hey, we rescanned the film. It made it brighter. You can see it better. The sounds are better.
And then there's a reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what.
We have any rebooted rides? That'd be interesting.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Like a.
I mean, Swiss Family Robinson's a reboot to Tarzan.
No, it's not a reboot because that would be a new Swiss Family
Oh,
Robinson.
You're right.
And Pirates, even though it's they did the IP or whatever, it's not a reboot. If they gave Guillermo Haunted Mansion, that's a reboot because they did a Haunted Mansion movie with Eddie Murphy, which we talked about. Not good. You should watch it because it's bad.
Decent. I rewatched it. Good movie.
No, that whole plot is dumb with the prince or whatever. So yeah, they just added projections. So you'll notice this we have thumbnail art now, guys.
Hey.
Yeah, really subtle, dumb stuff. We're not trying to be artists or anything. We're not that creative. So let's go down the projections. Alice in Wonderland, projections. Snow White Scary Adventures, probably projections. Small World, no projections. Storybook Land, no. Indie, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Pirates, yes, with the fire.
That's not a projection. That's a practical effect. It's like
just lights, I guess.
No, there's little cloth moving.
But then, isn't there lights projected onto that?
That's not a projection. That's not a projector, though. It's just orange
Yeah,
lights.
that's true.
So not yet, but I want to put it past them. Tarzan, there are projections in Tarzan.
Oh, hold on. What about in Pirates, the swashbuckling?
Huh?
The swashbuckling shadows.
There's a shadow. It's a shadow effect.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
But where were we? Pirates? No. Tarzan has projections of the movie and the video of him as a baby.
Yeah.
So okay, a little bit, but that wasn't they didn't enhance Tarzan's treehouse. They changed Swiss Family Robinson, and we only really put it here because we're never talking about that again.
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh.
As Pepper's ghost.
Kind of, yeah. And then the weird reflection thing of his. Yeah, but no projections. Haunted Mansion.
Hatbox Ghost.
Hatbox Ghost for sure. The Bride, they'll probably add some more stuff. Yeah. And I guess there's projections. Okay, projections of the ghosts used to be there up on the thing.
Where?
On the nets.
What are you talking about?
The ghosts go up and down when you go down the hill. There's like the net, and then there's ghosts going up it.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So there's some projections there, but I don't know if that was part of a refurb or not. Autopia, there actually used to be more projections because the weird chevron thing. They took them out. Now there's a practical Asimo. Star Tours, the whole thing of Star Tours is projections.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what we didn't talk about last time? It's 3D now.
Okay. It would have been cool if they gave you Anakin's glasses from Phantom Menace. That was originally planned.
But then I was not gonna fit over glasses and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I will say the first time I went on the new one with the 3D, I was sitting in the front row. First time you go into hyperspace, really cool.
Yeah.
But now
better on Hyperspace Mountain.
But now we have Smuggler's Run.
Yeah.
But Big Thunder, more projection mapping.
Mm-hmm.
Dumbo, of course not. Matterhorn, no. We have the little effect of behind the glass, but that's not projections. Yeah. Oh, there's projections on Matterhorn during fireworks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
There's projections on the real Matterhorn mountain right now to shout out, to give country support. Have you seen that? They've been putting flags on the real life Matterhorn in Switzerland.
Oh, real life Matterhorn. I see. I don't care about the real life.
My bookkeeper at work, Tammy, did not know Matterhorn was a real mountain. Up until a few months ago, which was a little interesting. Peter Pan, projections, and that's everything. If we missed a ride, man, that's gonna be sad. But I'm pretty sure I went through the app and I scrolled down all the rides. Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, we forgot this. Astro Orbiter. That's a refurb. Kind of.
Well, okay. We were texting about this. For some reason I thought extraterrestrial was here. And I thought it was where Buzz Lightyear was.
Whoa. No, that was Adventures Through Inner Space or something like that.
No, Adventures Through Inner Space was Star Tours.
Oh. Then the other one. There's
Mission
a bunch
of Mars. No.
Mission.
No.
I think
Rocket to the Moon.
No, Rocket Rod's entrance was there.
Bingo. That's what Rocket Rod's entrance was. Where the gift shop was. No.
I don't know, something like that.
Were you the one that was telling me about the people mover car inside of that gift shop?
I think so.
Yeah, that's freaking cool.
Yeah. So we didn't talk about Astro Orbiter. So this is a confusing one. Not confusing, interesting one. So Astro Orbiter used to be on top of the platform where People Mover is. That circular platform where the satellites are. That used to be where Astro Orbiter was. And it was called Rocket something.
Rocket to the moon.
No, the spinning rockets.
Oh, this whole time you're saying Astro Orbiter, I'm thinking of freaking Buzz Lightyear.
No, that's Astro Blasters. So Astro Orbiter, the
Yeah,
spinny rockets, that was on top of the People Mover platform. Now it's a huge bottleneck at the front of Tomorrowland.
Yep.
But do you want to hear something interesting? The rockets are still on top of the People Mover platform. The spinning satellites is the original ride mechanism. So they would spin because that is the rocket ride.
Yeah,
they built a brand new one for Astro Orbiter. They didn't move it. Because why would you move that off the roof of the thing?
Yeah.
It stopped working. Satellites don't spin anymore. But guys, those satellites used to open, close, and spin.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
Notice there's still those terrible colors.
Yeah. So Astro Orbiter is kind of like the one little glimpse we have to that Discovery Bay, right?
Yeah. So we'll talk about this. When Eisner did that weird steampunk Tomorrowland, he tried to make it kind of like Discovery Bay.
But cheap.
Discovery Island is what it's called.
Is it?
Maybe the bay is part of the island or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. But anyways, he did the half step measure of like, we'll paint it the same way, but also the aesthetics are not like that at all.
Yeah.
So, but they're bringing it back, the correct thing. But yeah, Astro Orbiter is actually the same thing in Discovery, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, which is supposed to be like an art piece. Yeah. Sure, guys. So yeah, that's like an interesting refurb where they just rebuilt the same ride and left the old one, which is cool.
Just left it to die.
The Rocket to the Moon rocket is the one on top of the Coca-Cola thing.
Yeah.
That's
Which was at one point the highest point in Disneyland.
Ugh.
That crazy?
Yeah, it's kind of lame. But yeah, so that's all we have for the Big Thunder topic. But we did get a couple you're rights. The first one is, sometimes people go back because they fall behind on episodes and they listen to 5 or 6 at a time. I do that all the time. So with better podcasts. So shout out to all you who go back and do listen to all of them. My friend Tori, who loves Market House, from the Main Street USA episode, she was in band. I think she played clarinet. We did not go to the same school. I just know her from the library. But anyways, she told me 2 high school bands play per day during the parades.
Okay.
Monday through Thursday, they play at the beginning of the parade. So I think before they kind of like kick it off or whatever.
Yeah.
So Monday through Thursday parades, high school bands show up. Middle school bands and jazz bands would play at the Royal Theater when it used to be Plaza Gardens, when it was Carnation Plaza Gardens, then just Plaza Gardens.
That's where we get the chicken, right?
No, that's Plaza Inn.
Plaza Gardens.
You know the Royal Theater where they do the little shows?
Or it's in New Fantasyland?
Yeah, Princess Fantasy Fair.
Sorry.
Fantasy Fair, whatever. Yeah, New Fantasyland is in Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
Oh, so that theater used to be just like a stage.
Oh, okay.
And the little bands would play there. I remember seeing them.
Yeah.
And now like they still have the swing dancing for the oldies
Yeah.
and stuff, which is cool. But
It's cool.
the
I watch
bands used to play there. I don't know if they still do. I don't think they do. They play in that weird...
The Tomorrowland?
No, California Adventure.
Where? Were there Food and Wine?
The back lot. There's that stage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they just do that, which is like kind of sad. It's not really Disneyland anymore. So that's that correction. RJ, always coming in hot with the Star
Wars.
Yeah, which he's going to correct us on whatever it was earlier. This isn't so much a correction, but I shouted out that I really love the Naboo ships. They're my favorite ships. He didn't know I like Captain Phasma. Well, I want to like Captain Phasma. The ships and her armor are made of the same material.
Yeah, it's nice and sleek.
Yeah,
I
that
can see
chrome,
that.
Yeah. So
just painted different.
Yeah, she's not yellow.
Yeah.
She's
that would be weird.
Oh, I'm going to Photoshop that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. So, yeah, just like a fun fact. I don't know I'm sure it's got some dumb name. Like
Vibranium.
No, like
Adamantium.
Beskar is a cool name. The Mandalorian armor.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's probably got some dumb name.
Yeah, I saw that mug today. The Mandalorian mug.
Oh,
Also,
the mug or that cup?
the mug. I saw a mug.
Like a ceramic mug?
Yeah.
Oh, is it cool?
Yeah,
Should I
it's
buy it?
all right. No.
No,
What you should buy is that Space Mountain one.
dude, you can't drink out of that. And you live on your own. How do you wash that thing, man?
You
you
throw it in the dishwasher.
I
and
don't
you're good
use
to go.
the dishwasher. I have hands and I know how to use them with soap and the sponge.
Use the dishwasher.
No, man, it takes longer to load that thing. And then it runs for like 3 hours because it's high efficiency or whatever. And I have like the person I bought this place from, she put like one of those Bosch ones in there, like the super expensive ones that projects onto the floor and whatever. I used it once to clean it. I used it once to clean my dish set because it was like 90 pieces. I could have washed it faster. It was pointless. So every now and then I clean it, even though I don't use it. So our closing topic is kind of always going to be like a dreams type of thing, it seems like.
Yeah.
What refurb do you want? Or update or tweak or whatever?
From rides.
For a ride. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not get carried away.
Yeah. I don't know. Probably Haunted Mansion. Because they could do a lot, like we were saying.
Like just like crazy effect.
Yeah.
Oh, because they have that mystic manor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to turn into that though, right?
The monkey. You don't like the monkey and the old man?
He shouldn't be in Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
But they should do some of those cool effects.
They like. Okay, I saw the one where it's the girl with the snake with the snake hair. Yeah, well, I guess it is Medusa, huh? Yeah. Wow. She literally pops out at you.
Oh,
that's cool. Like,
yeah, so I think we need some cool effects. I think all the existing characters.
Oh, keep everything. Yeah.
But make them cooler, you know? And like the cool effects in the walls and whatever. Yeah, I think that could be cool. Have the crow fly around. No, it's creepy that he's sitting. Never mind. So my pie in the sky, it's never going to happen because of intellectual property and whatever. I want Pooh's Honey Hunt from Tokyo or Disney Sea or whatever it is.
I've never seen it. I know what you're talking about, but I've never
seen it. It's trackless and you're in a honey pot and Pooh's flying around.
That's cool. You know, man, next week I would have been going to Disney Sea.
Yeah.
I would have. I got my DVC notification saying they refunded my points.
Well, at least you got them back.
Yeah.
You will go. We will all be back.
Yeah.
So that's my pie in the sky. Some people may notice we didn't mention the Splash Mountain refurb. They just fix things. So that's always good. Fixing. Definitely I want them to fix everything on Indy, even though it's like not even close to my number one ride. Like really fix that. Like there's so much going wrong on there. It's kind of like it's shameful.
I know what you mean.
It's just sad.
Don't get rid of it.
No, not even close. Like just give it the love it deserves. I have this whole thing about refurbing Tomorrowland.
Yeah. Oh, because it's not Tomorrowland anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to just air some grievances. Clean Astro Blasters. It's disgusting. Like, give it.
That's the first thing?
Dude, clean it. It's just gross. It's like, the whole thing's greasy. The paint's chipping off. Half the cars are broken. Put better cameras in there.
Think about Astro Blasters in a post-COVID-19 world.
Disgusting.
Think about that.
I think I went on that ride the last day for some dumb reason. So there's that. I'd want them to just redo Tomorrowland. But, okay. This is like, it's not so much a pie in the sky. I'm sure there's other stuff I'd want them to do, but this would be really nice. Small World with the water going all the way to the displays without seeing over the track.
Yeah.
That is my, like, please do it. That's like it'll take work. It is, I believe it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they could partially extend the water out and then extend the displays in because you know water weighs a lot and all that stuff. That would be very cool. I would definitely be down for that. And I wish the train didn't take so long to take off. But that's not a refurb thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and paint Toontown. It's here to stay. So
it's here to stay, but I don't know if we're gonna be touching everything.
Yeah, just clean it up.
Yeah.
Just make it better. It deserves it. Well, yeah. Just let the kiddies have it. Make it a little nicer. That's all I've got for what I want to refurb. I think I will just always talk about these kinds of things anyway, but that's what I got for here. So
that was a long episode.
Yeah, we're like very close to our monthly upload limit.
Yeah.
Because these keep getting longer and longer.
Every single the first one was 56 minutes.
Yeah, and then the Star Wars was 90, and we're at an hour and 53.
Jesus.
And we're gonna get the intro in there and all that stuff, and you might cut some.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there wasn't much to cut out.
No, I think we were good this week.
Yeah, but still listen to it all the way through. So yeah, thank you everyone for listening.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
See you real soon. Bye.